Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we've got some huge updates for the car market. I'm kind of sad that I have to make this video because I had a video planned where I was going to talk about the best cars to buy in today's market, and well, I have to postpone that video for today's news. Before we get into this video though, as always, you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car. Link to my car buying guide in the description down below, and then some of the information provided in today's video comes from Cox Automotive. Let's get into it. So I want to start things off by going over some numbers, and then once we go over the numbers, we're going to talk about what this means for the market, and frankly, it's pretty dang concerning. So fleet sales have slowed down a lot, like a lot. So government fleet sales, that is the smallest category, only 19,000 units so far this year, 8% increase year over year. So that did see an increase, but it's the smallest category. Now, the next one is rental, 1.2% decrease. That accounts for a pretty large portion of the fleet market. Not usually the largest portion, but a pretty large portion. So yeah, that's seen a small decline. Commercial fleet sales, this is the most important. Now, you have to understand that this is the one that is typically the most underreported. And the reason why I say underreported is there's a lot of vehicles that are bought through retail channels for commercial use, so they don't get counted as part of fleet sales. Anyways, we've had a year-over-year decline of 21.9% from 75,000 units down to 59,000 units. So rental fleet sales are currently higher in volume at 67,000 units compared to commercial. So what that means is that business owners are not buying cars. That's very important. We'll talk about that a little bit more later. And so, yeah, this pulls down fleet sales a pretty large amount. Now they're only about 14.7% of the overall new car market, down from almost 17%. So that's a big change. Now on the used car side of things, Cox Automotive has this data set that shows the value declines within the used car market, and it's not looking all that good. Compact cars are down by 11.3% year over year right now. Luxury 6.3%, midsize cars 8.3%, pickup trucks 4.6%, CUVs and SUVs 5.4%, vans 6.4%. The total is 5.8%. Now that's not the biggest year over year decline that we've seen, but wholesale values again are on the decline. Now they're not crashing by any means, but they are going down. So we see this downward trend with volume in the most important part of the market for this year, which is fleet sales. Again, fleet sales have been carrying the entire new car market. That's declining at the same time that used car wholesale values are declining. It's not good news. Now, something that is a little bit more on the positive side of things is what's happening at auction with these cars. So again, the values are going down. Everything is selling at below MMR value, but the sales conversion rate is still pretty strong for this time of year, 52.3%. Back in 2019, it was 50.8%. So cars are actually selling at a pretty normal pace at auction. It's just that they're selling for less and less money as time goes on. Now, the last thing to mention, I'm not going to go over the stats, but the last thing to mention is Cox Automotive surveyed a bunch of dealers, and what they found with the survey is that everyone's pessimistic in the dealer world. They just think that the next 3 months are going to be absolutely crap. And so let's talk about what's going to be happening to the car market. So first off, we are in December. December is a very important month for car dealerships, right? And for manufacturers, right? They try to close everything out for the year. And so far, I can tell you anecdotally, this has been a pretty soft close for the end of the year. Dealerships are not seeing the normal traffic that they see with, holiday shoppers. And the biggest thing is business owners. So again, I told you that the commercial sales are down by 21% year over year. That's just the ones that are accounted for in the fleet side of things. Again, I can tell you anecdotally, what I'm hearing from dealerships is the normal business owners that come in that need their end of the year tax write-offs are not coming in and getting their end of the year tax write-offs. So you might wonder, well, why is that happening? Well, if you look at the economic conditions over the last year, then you can see a lot of businesses haven't been making the money that they had made definitely over the pandemic, and just how much money they normally make. With profits being squeezed out of these businesses, they don't have any reason to buy vehicles for tax write-offs. And so this is going to have a pretty big trickle-down effect to the overall car market, because this is going to lead to, of course, we saw already fewer fleet sales, but this is also going to be fewer retail sales with those smaller businesses that don't buy through fleet channels, that could just go into a dealership at the end of the year and buy a big SUV or a big pickup truck for their tax write-off. That's not going to happen. So that means that these vehicles over 6,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating, there's going to be more of them available, which, yeah, it's just not a good situation overall. So the gist of this, because I don't want this video to be too long, is that the new car market is seeing a pretty massive amount of softening at the same time that the used car market is seeing values go down. Now, people are still buying used cars, but they are only buying them if prices go down. So if you take that into account, I think that it's pretty safe to say at this point that the new and the used car market are in a decline. We are in what you might call a car market recession. So time will tell in terms of how long this will last, but I don't think this is going to be short term. All of the data and all of the signs and the signals, everything points towards next year being a year where the car market overall, with new cars and used cars, will most likely see fewer sales. So that means that next year we'll probably have some pretty crazy discounts because automakers, dealerships, everyone is going to get desperate if they want to sell cars. Again, I don't think it's going to be like everything's on fire, end of the world, but the declines are showing. So we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think about this situation. I'll see you.